So here I am checking some of the comments and messages people sent me, and I come across quite a few people asking if Andrew Garfield is in fact back as Spider-Man, and even in the MCU. Now, nowhere have I actually seen this reported other than, well, you know, the internet being the internet and thumbnails and titles of videos, so let's talk about this. So in case you just want a yes or no, the answer is no. Andrew Garfield is not back as Spider-Man. The long answer and the more complex answer is yes, he is, by way of technicalities, which I assume most of you could figure out that's exactly what I was going to say. But of course, the internet is the internet, and thumbnails, articles, and various things could easily lead you to believe other things. Whether it's intentional to mislead or not, or people are doing it on purpose for whatever reason, or people are just stating how it is, but it might come out that way, that's just how things go. So let's talk about this. Is Andrew Garfield back as Spider-Man? Definitely not. No, he is not. They have Tom Holland as Spider-Man. You cannot change that. That's not going to change. Tom Holland is your Spider-Man in live action. If you don't like Tom Holland, that's cool, but he's staying. Now, the long answer is technically yes. Andrew Garfield is sort of back because, let's be real, Electro is back. So, yeah, that connects it to TASM 2. So technically that universe continues to live on. Now, of course, by technicality, when you bring in the multiverse and everything we know, sure, there is a way they will do it. Maybe they'll acknowledge it. I mean, they sort of have to with Electro, say he's from another universe or a parallel dimension or whatever you will, however they decide to phrase it, which naturally will connect all the pieces. Now, we know Sony's ultimate goal, and I've talked about it here, I made a video on it, their ultimate goal is a live-action Spider-Verse because that will be the equivalent of an Avengers film for Sony. It's uniting all the live-action versions of Spider-Man and getting the actors good paydays while also continuing those stories and also involve Tom Holland and involve Tom Hardy and involve whoever else they want. So naturally, we are going to get to that point. So by technicality, this video is also wrong, because I'm telling you Andrew Garfield is not in the MCU, and he's not gonna be, but technically he is in a few years when they make Spider-Verse, which is why this video at the same time, right now, is going to age poorly no matter what happens, right? Because that's just sort of how it goes. People, when they like to argue in the comments whether I've been right or wrong, there's always the people that go, well, check out how right he was on Fox becoming a part of Disney. And check out how right he was in that video as well, saying, yes, X-Men and Fantastic Four and the mutants and all that are going to join the MCU. And then everybody goes, well, okay, maybe he was right on all of that, but he was wrong on the Inhumans being a success. So they'll single out the one little thing and they'll go, well, he was wrong on everything else because of that. Again, it's a track record. So what I'm telling you is, yes, somewhere down the road, Andrew Garfield is returning. That's a guarantee at this point. But he's not technically right now back when I'm making this in 2020, in October of 2020. He's not back yet. That's going to change down the road. It will, because that's their ultimate goal. And money talks. Money has involvement. And we know that Andrew Garfield wanted really desperately and really hard to try to connect to the MCU, and him and Mark Webb constantly talked about the fact that Sony wouldn't let them. Now they'll get the chance, and to wrap up whatever they were doing. So yeah, it's gonna happen.